I want shader to high now. I didn't realize how bad Windows it got. Yeah, like now, how does that feel? What like now? What does that drop me to? 6281. Now, are you like? Yeah, are you? Is it gonna take a minute to lock? No, I can't run both. No, I can't run that high. Can't run that high. But I can do that. Is it high? Yeah, shader needs to remain medium. No, shader needs to go to high. 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 Disable, disable. Nope. Too high. It's a shame. It's okay. $120 solid. That's my settings. That's my shit. That's my shit. I think I can even bump this and still get reasonable frame rate. I think. Oh no. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can. I can bump to high, and it doesn't mind. It doesn't mind it. It's okay with it. I should maybe run VSync. I didn't realize. It's an interesting setting, but I think that's it because it likes it. It likes it, and that's my actual settings. So you quit. Yep, quit out. I don't need you right now. And I want FFXI to start. Most of it. DG Voodoo. And super high FPS, what do you mean?
To be on, but you do not have to deal with that at all. You can turn it on and off freely inside of the game itself by just easily typing in /FPS and hitting enter. And from here, you will go ahead and see in the top left, or I get technically, yeah, left side of my screen, you can go ahead and see I'm getting roughly about 29 to 30 frames, give or take here. Looking up with how shoot that from that supported here on YouTube.
My God, look at that girl repellent. Jesus Christ. How did you get that much money for all of that? How... If you play that many games, you couldn't possibly play all those games. If you played all those fucking games, you wouldn't have the money to buy them. Daddy's money must be nice or whatever. Or that cubicle money or admin money, whatever you're getting. Must be nice. I don't really work with realities like that. If I'm gonna fucking deep dive a game, I'm gonna spend so much time on it. It's weird. Whatever. I'm just different styles, different strokes for different folks. Yes, and just gonna double check the key, or I'm sorry, the video one last time. This is in ultra except for the draw distance. It doesn't seem to like anything but medium draw distance, so I'll keep it there. God, this game looks good. I think their business model, the Asian business model, and they're not Asian, but the Asian sensibility in their business model, where they're like, well, we charge you nasty stuff like gachas and skins, but you can always play the game, and it's always going to be the best client on the market, and it's competitive like Fortnite, and it plays competitive like Fortnite, and it's always kind of fun to play, and there's always something to do. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Oh, die, bitch. Look, this plays perfect in Ultra for me. Oh my god. Oh shit, look at that. What was that? MG4, nice. Blast through frag times 10. God, this game looks good in Ultra, and it's got all 3 clients running too, and they're all getting like 120. Look, this is the best client I've ever played besides Fortnite. It's gonna change the industry, where they realize they can't fuck around with bad clients anymore, because people will just default to this game. They'll be like, oh, okay, we'll have to stop grifting. Starfield will be this joke, you know? They won't be able to save Starfield after this. I kind of want like a long rifle in this game. I think they would make this game perfect. I'll probably produce one, but I just... Oh, shit. What was that? Nice, a vanity box, whatever that is. in these gacha games, just like Genshin. If you know, it's weird. I always thought I kind of would get along with like a Miru and them, because like I understand gacha games a lot better than I think the Western audience does. They're I actually am very pro gacha game when you see results like this, and I've seen it before several times. Like I would say, to a degree, EvE is sort of a gacha game. It's not pay to win, but it definitely wants you to swipe. It's definitely been a swiping game since 2014 or something like that, and it's definitely a swipey game. I wish it was harder. I can just tell my thing to. I want to get good at telling it to attack. Wait, that wasn't it? No, it's not it. Oh, God. Antibiotics, nice. Or maybe I did get it. Did I get it? Did I get it? No, no, there it is. It's like over there. Okay. I'm gonna chop this banyan down. I love this game. It respects your time. It doesn't fuck around with making you walk for billions of miles for no reason and all that. God damn it, I logged into the wrong character. Oh, look. Everything's running way better. Oh, no. So I forgot something I have to do. Which is like, I have to go into my folder and tell my game to run a certain command. This wasn't the vibe I was looking for. I want to start it over. Gotta look at my history real quick. Friend of mine. Colorado. Gotta text somebody. Sorry, I gotta text something. Oh. Almost done. Sorry, somebody asked me for my music videos, so I'm just posting. Okay, sorry, done. I love this. I love the music he chose. The music is so good. Okay, so what do I do now? Take the magazine back to Claire, okay. Oh, I could loot my water, I suppose, but yeah. Stellar and Cortex, okay. Okay, there was my first task done. Now we go for the next task, which is the Shadowed Lighthouse. That's cool because it's right in line with where I live. This music, the music is really special. This was so good. This was so fucking good. I gotta go sub to his channel. So this is one of my best friends in my inner circle. He made this video. Fuck yeah. Deep sleep. I love it. I love it. So I am going to. What am I doing here? I am. Oh yeah, I'm getting on my bike and I'm going to this place, the lighthouse. But it ended. I want to hear the music again. The music was fucking awesome. I can smell the. Oh man. Smells really good where I'm at. Because of the wind. Oh shit. The deer actually looks good. A lot better than most deer do in most games. I can't loot these things because they were inside the circle. That's so stupid. Wow, swimming's really good. How's the water look on her skin? They could have done it a little better, but it's still pretty good. Oh, I guess this is the way. Beautiful. Wow. See, this reminds me of Final Fantasy 15. 15 looks good like this, but not as good as this. This might be the most beautiful game I've ever played, and it's free. It's free. I don't want to see these anymore. Fuck it. Beautiful. I wanna look at the scenery. This is like the most beautiful game I've ever played. Listening to a lot of ambient, see if there's something good. Okay. I got blamed for ruining Diablo 4. Sure you did. You did not get blamed for anything. Josh Strife Hayes' New Vegas full playthrough. Steve-O trained me. Oh my god. Brave Collective, State of the Alliance, EVE Online, June 2024. The criminal lawyer frees guilty murderers, Chayoma. Luxury stealth camping and gaming in a parking lot. That's luxury, is it? Well, let's look. Yeah, that's luxury, yeah. Yeah, I want to do this. I'm sorry, but I do want to do this. Like, I love my house, but I would love to just have a van like this and take this motherfucker on the road and park right outside my friends' fucking houses and just live there and stream during the day, and when they want to chill, just like come and hang out. He has a kitchen in there. It seems like so much work. It seems like such a small space. You'd have to be so small. I'm 6'4". That will just not work for me. I will need something bigger. Okay, I don't need
this
like.
Is how I get my.
I don't need the. I don't need like the the build up. I just want to see it. That's probably good enough. So. Yeah, I like it, but I don't see why you would put rollers on the fucking chair. I would definitely would not do that in a van. That seems like you are just headed for injury. I don't know. I like that there's a dog, but I would not subject the dog to this life. Well, I mean, yeah, for short-term living, yeah. It's cool. It's got an oven and all this other stuff. I do like it. I think it's really fucking cool. But I don't think it's me. It's weird. He looks so small. I've always been so jealous of people who are this small.
Oh, by the way, this video.
Thank you.
By doing so, you'll be supporting me and my channel,
Trent,
which will be greatly appreciated.
Trent the Traveler for the excellent content from Mr. Mo, like sub to your channel.
Soundcore, thank you for sponsoring this video. Now, I think I'm going to start making some dinner because I'm getting hungry, and then relax for the rest of the night.
See, I have to light my oven like that too. It's annoying and it's dangerous. There comes my favorite part of it. That's smart. That's the smartest way to do that. Just throw up an electric blanket, and if anybody ever asks you, like, yeah, I live here, you know. Has he got it barred down? I think he's got some kind of metal lock on that laptop so it doesn't ever get stolen. Yeah, people could come in here and they might probably rob him for any like possessions that he's got, like diamonds and stuff like that. But I don't think they maybe could take the laptop. It looks like he's done something to really lock it there, so it won't fall. Maybe, I don't know. I can't tell. Maybe not.
So I am dealing with a small predicament that I am currently trying to work around. Right now I am trying to make dinner, and I'm trying to make a meal that uses as little dishes as possible because I don't want to have to wash dishes. And that's mainly because a couple weeks ago, right before I flew out on a trip to Colorado, which by the way, on that trip I hiked to an abandoned ghost town, went to a really cool hot
I've been there. I've been there.
springs and did some
I've been there.
really
But
cool
yeah,
stuff in
I've been. Or
Colorado.
no, I don't think I've been to that one. No.
And you guys can get access to that video by subscribing to me on Patreon.
I love
By doing so,
Colorado.
you'll be supporting me in my travels, which would be greatly appreciated. But anyway, right before I left for that trip, I was dropping off my van at my friend's place to get shuttled to the airport to fly out. And right as I was packing up, getting ready to leave, I noticed a really bad leak in the back of my van, which is no good. But long story short, turns out my water pump was faulty.
What's he playing?
No, yeah.
Now, so wait, now I'm gonna see the top of the truck. Yeah, so there's some kind of internet. What is it? Yeah, it's like he has some kind of crazy satellite internet receiver. I wondered how he was doing the internet but I mean, like, really, if 5G is good enough these days. 5G is good enough these days. It was so annoying. From 2020 till 2022, I dealt with 4G internet connection, which is still not good enough for broadband gaming like this at all.
To call her mine, and been single 2 years now, and she's been nothing but what I've been looking for this entire time. Oh, yeah, they love.
It's like a Final Fantasy 14 mixed with like Rust.
Do you want to have a huggy?
Of course. Any love and affection, I feel like I'm giving you as much as I possibly can give.
What's that thing to the right of his hand? What the hell is that? Is it his CPU? What the hell is that thing? Is it a computer? What the hell is that thing? What the hell is that thing? Was it a donation?
And I feel like
It looks like a piece of crap. Maybe I'm wrong, but that looks like a piece of crap computer to me.
Of course. Any love and affection, I feel like I'm giving you as much as I possibly can give.
It really seems like he did a lot of work. Well, no, but I mean, he's making a lot of money doing this. Yeah, who cares with the kind of money he's making? Jesus Christ, with the amount of money that he's making, it really is freedom. It's like freedom. You're not bound to anything. The problem is somebody can just full-blown steal your entire house. With this many people, with this many subs, I think people probably actively target him to steal his entire house, you know? Which, you know, like one of the things I like about my place is it takes like 3.5 days of deconstruction before you could do anything to it. You know, it's really pretty fucking safe. This is like somebody smashes that window right there, hot wires your car, and then they've got a house, don't they? All they'd have to do is switch the license plates, and they're just another Dodge 3500 Ram truck with a different license plate. And if they're smart about it, they just take it to another state, and that's why I would never really ever want to do something like this. I could see doing like a jet stream or something, or not. I mean like a Winnebago. I could see doing a Winnebago, an old crappy used one that you only ever took out like 3 months a year, and not living in it permanently. I could see living in my fifth wheel because I love living in my fifth wheel, and I really love living in it. You know, it's a great place. I love my home. It's really beautiful home. God, this game's running well. It's like the higher I turn the graphics up, the better it runs. It's weird. Anyways, yeah, so we'll jump to that, I guess. And I'll just kind of like lackadaisically like do all this chain questing. Yeah, this is how my house is. All of my house is like this. I have little containers and compartments all over the house and stuff. My family thought that I might eventually, if I ever wanted to, I could just leave with this thing if I needed to. Just, you know, if I get like a wife or like a family and make it as a streamer or get a job or whatever that actually pays something or whatever, I don't know like what the future would hold, but I mean I'm on disability, so they wanted some place that would be okay for me for the rest of my life, and I think it is. And like I love this place more than anything I've ever owned or been around or anything. I love this place. I would die to protect it, and it's stupid because it's weird. Like, what's that sound? Oh right, I'm in the town. Yeah, and like I don't know, like I could see this, but I could never permanently live like this. And that okay, that bed is miserable. A lot of it is kind of miserable. It's too small for me. I'm too big for this. I would need a longer vehicle. Sometimes I think how easy it would be to take a longer box van and just convert it for a bed. I think all these people think that they need to have all this stuff to live in there permanently. But in my experience, like I don't know, like I guess the thing that I use in this place the most, I would say, is the refrigerator. I'm really lucky to have a refrigerator. We don't need to see you getting dressed in here.
The night. It's been a really good day, but I'm gonna crash, and I will see you guys early in the morning.
I couldn't do that. I'm so much bigger than that situation. There's no way. No. And also I look at this and I'm like, yeah, anybody with a fucking brain could just take this from him. It's foolish to put this much wealth behind a hammer, like behind just a hammer blow. And honestly, I could see being a kid and building like being 18 or something and deciding at like during the summer of after your fucking like, you know, your senior year, you're like, okay, I'm going to become a career criminal now. And I would target these van people and I would figure out where they were. And I would come liberate their house from them when they're inevitably inside a Safeway or a fucking, you know, a Walgreens or a Walmart or something like that. Just follow them around long enough. It would probably take a couple of days, but sooner or later, the person's going to go inside somewhere. You just walk up, smash the window, and take their entire house and everything they own. And it sucks, but and it's not like I'm saying people should do this or that it's funny or that it wouldn't be a shame. It would be a shame. It would be a terrible thing. But honestly, I don't trust humanity enough for that to not happen. I just couldn't put all my eggs in this much basket. Like I just couldn't do it. I would need a guard dog. I would need alarms that would wake me if anybody even remotely came within 6 feet of the car. It would be too paranoid for me. I would never be able to sleep. And all this other stuff, right? And I think and when I think portable road domiciles like this, I think Winnebagos, and I think Breaking Bad, and I think you would want a crappy $3,000 used Winnebago that, you know, that had a bed in it and maybe you could wire power, you know, maybe wire solar power, you know, and that might be like an extra $3,000 on top of the $3,000 or whatever. Run solar panels on the roof so you could run like an electric air conditioner in there. And like I have a propane air conditioner. Propane air conditioner is better for a company like this. But yeah, and yep, and you know it's funny. And it's weird and like those, you know, it's funny, it reminds me of those Diamond Heist kids who figured out who Paris Hilton's friends were and just went to their houses when they were on vacation and started ripping off all of their fucking, I think they were called Diamond Dogs or something like that. They were like robbing off like all those fucking rich people in LA and you know, Malibu and all these other places and that were full of expensive rich famous people and stuff, and they were like stealing their diamond necklaces and all of their clothes and shit like this and just selling them on the market. And eventually the kids got caught. They were all like, I don't know, 20 or something like this, and I could see a 20-year-old targeting a streamer like this, showing up wherever they are and taking their entire house from them. And I don't think you would ever want to brag about it or anything like that, but there would be so much money in it. there would be so much money. You could turn around, take the license plate off the house, and go flip it for 35, 40 grand. You could probably get it like the next day. You could probably take it with the right kind of planning and interesting social engineering and stuff. You could probably flip the license plates on it, take it to an auction, a public auction, and flip it out for 29 grand instantly in like a day. And this is why you could never catch me living like this, like in like van life. We looked at van life for a while because I did have the money to buy this place, right? And I was like, I want to do van life like this guy. And I realized as I got closer and closer to it, I started planning to do it, and I learned how to do well, not how to do it, but like followed all the videos of what people were doing to be able to live like this. And I looked into the satellite internet, began to do the process of signing up for it and all this other stuff. But I began to actually do it when I was in the madhouse. I was like, well, like when I get out, I'm gonna have about 30 grand that I saved up over a 5-year period, and from working as a taxi driver and an Uber driver and a drug dealer and all this other stuff, and we ended up buying this place. But like, I thought about doing this for a long time. I thought about doing this for like 10 years. I was like, I have the wherewithal and the chutzpah to do this, but I began to realize that there was 3 terrible reasons why I shouldn't. The first one is I'm bigger than this place could ever be. I'm bigger than this place is. I'm bigger than this place, which is a nice 750 square foot place. It's I don't even know if it's 750. It's probably like 500 square feet, something like that. But it's bigger enough. It's big enough, and I'm too big for it. I'm almost too tall for it and stuff. And this guy's working with half that space, 250, something like that, and it's all square and boxy. And while it's cool and the reality actually seems romantic and fun to me, all of the things in the way are just and my size would be the first one. Second one is anybody with a brain could literally take and flip this for like 20 grand to an auto auction in the same city they stole it in, probably that day. Like, honestly, they could go, not that day, but the next day, they could steal this van, move it to another side of the city, remove the license plate, fix another one from another Dodge Ram with the same designation, 3500, something like that. Switch the license plate, right? And so if they ever find that, don't switch the license plate, just throw the license plate, throw this guy's license plate away, and then take the whole unit to an auto dealership, not auto dealership, but a public auction, and be like, yep, I'm selling a house van. And dummy up it would be hard to dummy up the deed or the title, but honestly, if you have a laptop and a printer, I feel like you could probably do that. Dealing with like titles is probably really hard to do if you don't know how to do it, but dummying up your own title is probably not that fucking hard enough to get through the auction process. Maybe the people in the public auction look for that now enough where it would actually be really hard, and maybe that's the part of it that would be really super hard. But you could also just be like, yeah, I don't have the deed to this thing. It's my brother's, and he's passed now. He passed he died of a heroin overdose 2.5 years ago, and he left this to me, and now finally the escrow finished and all this, and we don't know where he got it from. So now I'm just selling it. If you don't believe me, then you don't believe me. Don't buy it. But I mean, that's the truth. You could just lie to somebody like that. Social engineering's easy. You say, yeah, the person that I got it from, my dead brother or whatever, we don't know where he got it from. And you got to take the risk. I don't know. The deed on it is just gone, and we don't know. You'll have to get it clear with they're gonna be like, there would be some theft involved with it, but honestly, after a couple of weeks of research and stuff, you could probably replace the VIN and just straight up sell that bitch for like 30 grand, right there in a public auction. And that's why you could never catch me buying this. It would target the wrong people. The wrong people, honestly. The other part of it that I don't like is not only is it the wrong people, but okay, that's the people that I feel like would come and actually would be the people that would like sell it for 30 grand kind of thing. Those are the people that are actually going to show up and steal it from you. But there's also this other risk of people who have nothing, who figure out that you're living in this thing. And honestly, the homeless people around you, wherever you were staying, say even the Walmart parking lot, if they saw that you had this, if they don't have this, they could figure out ways to possibly drug you or gas you or get you arrested or get you separated from the car somehow. Some clever way, like, yo, blah, blah, blah is living in a van, and, you know, he did this and this and this, like, essentially swat them, but you don't want the cops going there to harass them. You just want them to get him out of the van. Once he's out of the van, you break the window and take it. And then you have a home that you didn't have before. You take it 3 states over, and you set up in a Walmart parking lot, and you live there as a drug dealer or like even a prostitute or something like that, right? For like, you know, a couple of months, but you have a home to do some business in. And that's what scares me about this so much, is the desperate people that I know would think nothing. Like, I come from a rougher side of Denver, west side Denver, where people wouldn't think twice about walking away with this. They would do nasty things to get it to. They would call the cops on you. They would flatten tires and stuff like that and trick you to get inside of it, that kind of thing. I really would. I think this thing would be such a liability that you would definitely want to be strapped up, and you would definitely want to have like a mate, somebody with you. You definitely should have a family that you're reporting to, beginning of the day and end of the day, and all this other stuff that I just don't trust about living in a situation like this, you know? And so, and I thought about it for a long time. I was like, van life is a scam. It's a scam. There's nothing you could convince me otherwise now, and it took me a lot of years and a lot of lying. Like, while I was in the madhouse, I used to call my family and tell them my dreams. I'd be like, well, I have this money and I could just buy 2 years in an apartment up front. I could just slap it down. It'd be like, here's the deposit and 2 years of rent. Here's $30,000, and I just want 2 years of rent, right? And I would just go to work. That was my original plan. I was like, I'm just gonna slap down 30 grand on 2 years of rent, and right up front, and I'm gonna pursue being a streamer for 4 months. And while I do that, I'm gonna you know, find a real job, go back to work, and do both. Maybe go back driving or whatever, you know, whatever it would take. And, you know, I learned very quickly that every time you get some romantic notion, there's like 50,000 little rockets that come and sink your ship, you know? It doesn't matter what it is. There's all these reasons that you should often not do something that you want to do. There's so many reasons usually. And so after a while, I got used to it, and I was like, well, I was used to the idea of slapping down 2 years of rent. But then my family called me up, and they were like, well, you know, you had us control the budget while you were getting clean. And so we did. We purchased this 5th wheel. And I was like, oh, you purchased a 5th wheel? And they were like, yep. You know, if you stay clean and do good, you know, you can live on our land for very little rent. And, you know, and pursue disability and all this other stuff. And we got it too. We got disability 1.5 years after being here. It was fucking awesome. And teddy bear. There was a thing that I needed. I like this one. It was simple. Oh. Morphic chest with acid in the coat hanger. There's another chest. Let me get my flashlight on. And my torch. Get my torch out. That'll help me see all this stuff. And so, yeah, you couldn't convince me to strap myself to a bomb of, like, somebody stealing my house from me. I think the same would be true of a houseboat. I was obsessed this year with the idea of buying a houseboat. I was like, I could sell this place. It's such a good place now. I could just sell this place and probably go buy, like, You know, hopefully like a really cheap fucking houseboat for probably like 40, 50 grand. I thought about that for a long time, and I was like, nope, it's the same principle. Somebody will sink the boat. Just like somebody will steal this truck, somebody will sink the boat. The humans are the actual problem with a lot of the dreams that other humans might have. And so you got to really human-proof your dreams. Otherwise, some monkey comes in and ruins them. So I got what I came for. Let's leave. Well, I guess I can just take the map out. Oh, I should probably look at the thing. 7 out of 10 dishes, huh? Events. Oh no, I'm looking for the status event. Claim all. Wrath of Nature. It's a weapon cosmetic for the shotgun. Quick activator, adrenaline shots, Chloro armor. Activates when HP drops below 20%, recovers 100% HP. You know, I think I'm done here. Oh. I realized that I'm about to get spawned, yeah, and I needed to move. Yep. So now I like the light head guy. I need. Oh, there's the XP bar. I didn't even know where it was. I was like, "Where's the XP bar?" You know. Level 13, not bad. So I want to log. Well, no, I want to go back to my base first. So map. Back to my base. Like, it's a good situation. He's got a good life. But, I mean, I see this terrible problem. I would never, ever put a window like this here. I would never, ever let anybody know what this was. It seems like something bad's going to happen, you know? See, now, a bus would be better for me, but it's still not tall enough. You know, it's still not tall enough, really. All the work and everything. Yep, all that work, and they had to speed through and everything. Yeah, when it first started, but what's it look like when it ends? President something.
This is what we do when we're hungry going down the road.
Who is driving that car right now?
Grits in a bowl.
Who is driving? Oh, there's some dude. Oh yeah, there's some
Throw it
dude.
in the microwave.
Oh, how cute. What if the microwave falls on his head? Oh my god. Did you bolt it in? Better be bolted in.
Grits aren't the only thing we can cook going down the road.
President Shea or something? President Cray? Oh, President Shea. President Shea. Jeez, they all... Oh my god, he got 12 million views with this. Okay. See, there's the whole lifestyle of this. People are living like this because it's too expensive. That's my fifth wheel. That's exactly my fifth wheel. You're looking at those windows right here. Or I'm sorry, it's not exactly, but it's the same model, same business, same variety almost. Yup, even the same. No, it is the same one. It's the same exact one as mine. That's the fifth wheel that I own right there. If you guys wonder what they look like from the outside, that's it right there. See it? Yep, there's my door. That's what my front door looks like. That's what my fifth wheel looks like. Yeah, I have a little bug hatch right there, and I forget to close it all the time. I love my house. It's beautiful. It's a great little home. And you can see they're actually big. They're bigger than it's bigger than the bus. It's more room than the bus in a more economical way. The bus you have to get across all the stuff for the tires and everything, but the fifth wheel is just You know, yeah, it's just like open space. It's like really big, boxy open space. And these are, and notice that there's a big box. I'm in the box. Like there's a box on the side of it, like right there. The fifth wheel's a lot better than the bus. But the fifth wheel's a lot harder to move. The bus moves that day, no problem. It's got all the hookups and everything. That's pretty dope. What's it like inside though? I didn't see the base tour. What's the base tour like? Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I saw the base tour. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so like, so that's what it looks like. But now, too loud. Yeah, it's cool, but I mean, like, yeah, I couldn't do that. That's too small. So, and, you know, interesting stuff. But yeah, I think van life is kind of a, you know, kind of a scam. I think tiny houses aren't a scam, but I think van life is a scam. Yeah. 100 players rebuild civilization in Project Zomboid. Why? Enter the world rig. The adventure rig has a crane, a shop, and may survive the end of times. Yeah, adventure rigs. That looks fun. Mobile dwellings and stuff, yeah. See, now that I can see doing, how he's doing it. He looks like he's prepared to deal with it. The other guy looks like anybody with a hammer could just take his house. And I'm sorry, but that, like, my brain goes to the dark side of life like that. I just assume it's going to happen if my shitty brain can come up with it. I just assume that it's going to happen. Oh, I have to go back to that fucking place again. Oh no, am I ever going to find that again? Where was that? Damn it, I did the level 4 one and now I don't remember where it is and I warped out. I shouldn't have. Because I need ore. I need 30 ore to go hire that dude or whatever. Where was that on the map? I think it was there. No, it was there. It was there. It was there. It was in there. It was at Brookham, I think. Yeah, I think it was Brookham. So, right? Is that right? Fairly sure it was Brookham. It was right there at that thing. It's that Rift Anchor place. Yeah. At Brookham. I've got to go back to Brookham. It's a level 8 place. Was that right? Yeah, that's right. Brookham. And I need to bring a bunch of, like, 30 ore. I don't know if I have 30 ore. Oh, there, I do. So then, okay, let's go back then and finally buy that little farmer dude, little farmer guy thing. Let's listen to TYT. I'm gonna go to bed soon. I have to be up here in like 9 hours and stuff, and I've got a bunch of shit I gotta do tomorrow. I'm setting up a shed outside my place, so I have another bit of storage, which is kind of cool. And we're setting up a shed outside tomorrow, and that's fun. I don't want to do it, and I'm getting help, you know, paid help, but you know, I don't want to do it, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm hoping that they're a lot more interested in doing that than I am. I'm not a technically minded person. So I'm hoping that they'll look out for me and they'll just do the man work. I mean, I'll sit there and I'll make the shed. I have no issue with doing it, but I would much rather do all the other things that I have to do before I just go on stream for 14 hours. You know, I would much rather do the I exercise every day, so I'd like to get the exercise out of the way. I'd like to get any chores done, getting the house deep clean tomorrow, and all this other stuff. And oh, I'm parched, huh? Okay. Am I out? Oh, yeah, I'm completely out of food and water, so I'm just gonna eat you and you.
Summit. Secretary, you've guided this alliance through one of the most consequential periods in its history. I realize, I was talking to your wife, I personally ask you to extend your service. Forgive me.
What?
They've seen the deterioration. They've seen him slow down, and it's not just physically slowing down, it's repeating the same.
Oh, you got a leader that's asleep at the switch? Maybe we should attack, you know?
Anecdote twice in an individual meeting. I've heard that from a world leader today. It's, you know, not recognizing someone that he knew quite well when he came up and introduced him. Again, we're talking about a world leader here. These sorts of things, you can't not recognize them.
President Joe Biden gave his much anticipated speech at the NATO summit yesterday, and while Democrats are in absolute turmoil over his mental decline in the United States, it appears that international allies, our NATO allies, are in fact similarly concerned. And I'm going to get to that in just a moment, including more comments from Ian Bremmer, who you just saw in the compilation we just showed you. But I also want to just clarify something about what you heard from Joe Biden in that same compilation. It did, in fact, sound like he was saying that he was effing that guy's wife. That was not what he said. He said, I was talking to your wife. But it did sound like the other way around. Anyway, with that said, let's go back to Ian Bremmer, who is the president of a think tank called the Eurasia Group. Let's watch.
What do foreign leaders, our allies, think of President Biden right now?
They don't think he can serve another 4 years. And I will say that is true of every leader that I have met with that's attending the NATO summit. Doesn't matter if they come from the right or the left wing of their respective political spectrums. They are, this isn't news to them. They've reported this from the G7 summit. They talked about this when they met with the president in Normandy. It's not that they don't like him. In fact, they're deeply concerned. NATO allies, more than other countries around the world, very concerned about what it would mean if Trump were to become president, given his stated policies on Russia, Ukraine, and on NATO, and on the European Union. So, I mean, it's not like they're saying, we don't like Biden, we want him to go. They just don't think he's up to it. They increasingly think he's going to lose.
I thought that the analysis you just heard there is spot on, and I am not surprised at all that the leaders of our NATO allied countries are concerned about Biden losing the election. You know, you have to keep in mind that when it comes to Donald Trump, he's actually kind of mixed on NATO. There was this idea that he was going to pull the United States out of NATO. Obviously, that didn't happen. NATO allies didn't like Trump because he had a lot to say about their contribution to defense spending, which we'll get to in just a moment. But I think what they're more concerned about is the fact that, you know, when it comes to the constituents who support Donald Trump, there's a sizable portion of that constituency that wants to stop sending money to Ukraine. They are, in fact, America first. They have more of an isolationist mindset, and they want to stop sending money to foreign wars. And unlike the Democratic Party, to be quite frank, you know, Donald Trump seems to be a little more receptive to his voters. So I do think that they have more sway over some of the policy decisions that Donald Trump might make. And these NATO countries know that Russia could potentially be more of a threat to their own sovereignty if Donald Trump does, in fact, listen to his own voters and stops assisting, you know, Ukraine when it comes to fighting off Russia. And so that's what's really going on here. They're kind of panicking about Biden's chances of beating Donald Trump. But I also wanted to just briefly touch on a related issue, and that does have to do with the NATO funding. I don't remember where it was. Because that issue came up both in Donald Trump's recent Doral speech. He had a rally in Doral, and during that rally, he had something to say about NATO funding, and so did Biden. So let's start with this video with Trump basically attacking Biden about NATO funding as Biden was at that summit.
But 6 months later, I went back to the second meeting and I said, you know what? You're not paying your bills. You got to pay your bills. Somebody stood up from one of the countries.
Who's not paying his bills?
And only 7 were paying what they should be paying. 28 countries, think of that. And these countries, now we added a couple, but 28 countries.
Was that it? That might be it.
Sir, could I ask you, I said, you have to pay your bills. They said, sir, may I ask you a question? If we don't pay our bills, will you protect us from Russia? I said, you they said, yes, we're delinquent. Let's say we're delinquent. Would you protect us? I said, no, I will not protect you from Russia. The money came in by the billions. It came in.
Thanks for watching.
Damn it, I don't know the
Alliance
name of the
has
bot, so and I don't know
built
where it
TYT
is.
into the media giant it is today.
I should have
Together,
marked
we can
it.
accomplish anything.
Damn
Support
it.
our work and join us at tyt.com/team. Okay, so I kind of hate the way Donald Trump frames the NATO funding issue because he makes it seem like every country is supposed to give a certain amount of money and like put it in a pot of NATO funding. That's not how it works. And I'm going to explain how it works in just a second. But just one more quote from Donald Trump. This one wasn't part of his speech. He posted this on Truth Social, writing that when I became president, I noticed there were only 7 of the 28 countries that were then members who were paid up. Most members were delinquent, some having paid very little, if anything. I found this unacceptable and insisted they pay if they wanted the protection of the United States. Billions of dollars came pouring in.
The Digby boy.
Okay, so let me tell you what the reality is, because again, this isn't like some NATO fund that every NATO ally contributes money to. No. After Russia annexed Crimea in 2014, NATO allies got together and they agreed, they pledged to each contribute 2% of their country's GDP on their own defense. And the whole idea is to bolster their own militaries in order to fight off a threat. Now, Trump is actually correct that when he came into office, the vast majority of NATO allies were not hitting that 2% GDP target. And to his credit, he did pressure some of the countries to increase their contribution to their own militaries, to bolster the funding for their own militaries in order to basically have more might should there be a threat from Russia. Now, keep that in mind as we go to the next clip, because here you have Joe Biden talking about countries now hitting the target. Let's watch.
And today, NATO's better resourced than it ever has been. I want to pause on this because it's significant. In the year 2020, the year I was elected president, only 9 NATO allies are spending 2% of their defense GDP on defense. This year, 23 will spend at least 2%.
So what's the truth? Okay, because now Biden's taking credit for NATO countries increasing their contributions to their own militaries and following through with the pledge. Donald Trump took credit. Like, what's the reality? Who deserves the credit? Okay, first of all, both of them are getting numbers wrong. Now, I should be clear that after the Trump administration, the number of NATO countries actually increased from 28 to 31. So now there are 31 nations who are part of the NATO alliance. And I want to tell you what the numbers were, both prior to Trump coming in and what they are now. So when Trump was elected in 2016, most countries actually were not meeting the pledge. Only 3 countries were. So it's funny because Trump said like 7 countries were, but that's not true. Only 3 were, and that included the United States, UK, and France wasn't quite there, but close enough, okay? Nearly 2% of their GDP went to their own military. By 2019, though, the number increased to 9 NATO countries. They were meeting their target. So Trump actually did succeed in pressuring those countries to follow through with their pledge and increase their contributions to their own military, right? So he does deserve credit for that. By 2023, though, the number of countries hitting the 2% GDP target increased, likely due to the fact that Russia invaded Ukraine. So once Russia invades Ukraine, then you have the NATO allies realizing, oh, we need to bolster our military funding because Russia is a real threat. And only 11 of the 31 NATO nations were predicted to spend more than 2% of their GDP in defense in 2023, according to NATO estimates published in July. Almost a decade ago, only 3 met that mark. Okay, so that was reported by ABC News. I want to show you this chart. This is a super helpful chart that ABC News also published, and it shows you all of the various NATO countries that hit the 2% GDP mark. That includes Poland coming in at number 1. They contributed 3.90%. United States, 3.49%. Greece, 3.01%. Estonia, Lithuania, Finland, Romania, Hungary, and Latvia and the United Kingdom and Slovakia. They all hit the target. France is close, just like I mentioned earlier, but not quite at 2%. Now, the U.S. was estimated to spend 3.49% of its GDP in 2023 on defense. We love spending on defense, right? We spent $860 billion. Poland did come in at first at 3.9% of their GDP, but you know, their economic activity isn't quite as stimulated as the United States, so that would amount to $29 billion. The only other country estimated to pass the 3% mark was Greece, with more than $7 billion. Now, the United States allocates almost twice as much of its GDP, $860 billion, as European allies and Canada do together, roughly $404 billion. The U.S. contribution makes up 2/3 of the total NATO defense expenditures. This has been the case since the alliance was founded. Now, I also want to be clear, though, it's the overall military funding that each country contributes, right, to their own military. And as we know, the U.S. loves to bolster military funding, and year after year, almost with zero debate, both parties approve increases to our military budget. And so it's not that we're doing it specifically for NATO. We're doing it because this country is owned by corporations, including private military contractors. But the whole reason why I'm bringing this all up is because, as much as people might hate to admit it, Donald Trump did succeed in getting NATO allies to bolster funding to their own militaries. He does deserve credit for that. And sure, you can say that the number of countries hitting that target increased under Biden as well. It's just a little more murky with Biden because at that point, you have Russia invading Ukraine. And so these countries obviously had more of an incentive to increase their military funding in order to fend off the threat further. But if you're wondering whether or not Biden bungled the NATO summit, I watched his whole speech. I'm going to be fair. I thought that the speech, all things considered, was good relative to how Biden's been performing recently. That's about as much as I can say. And I think what's also telling is how NATO leaders, countries, the leaders of NATO countries are feeling about Biden. And as you heard from Ian Bremmer, they are concerned not only about Biden's mental fitness, but about his ability to beat Donald Trump in the general election. And I think that's information that people should take to heart. We'll see if the Biden administration takes it to heart.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members, because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us. Become a young Turk.
We already know that the idiotic Democrats who have been providing cover for Joe Biden, gaslighting the American people about his cognitive decline, are certainly helping Republicans. Republicans want Biden to stay in the race. They will be attacked, by the way, in various political ads if they continue to provide cover for Biden. And to be sure, some of those political ads have already been made. And now we're hearing that the House Oversight Committee, led by Republican lawmaker James Comer, have begun subpoenaing White House staffers to get some answers about Biden's mental health, about his health overall. Now, are they doing this because they're genuinely concerned about Biden? I mean, that's laughable, of course. No, they're doing it because they want to milk the cognitive decline as best they can to increase their chances of taking control not only of the executive branch with Donald Trump becoming president again, but also to ensure that Republican candidates in congressional races defeat Democrats. And so, yeah, they're going to milk this. They're going to milk it for all it's worth. And you're seeing it play out right now with the latest news about this subpoena. And so, according to Axios, the Oversight Committee, chaired by James Comer, issued subpoenas to First Lady Jill Biden's top aide, Anthony Bernal, Deputy Chief of Staff Annie Tomasini, and Senior Advisor Ashley Williams. Now, will they follow through with the subpoena? I have no idea how that's going to play out. But what the House Oversight Committee wants is a hearing. As we all know, congressional lawmakers on both sides of the political aisle are less interested in legislating and more interested in holding hearings for political purposes. And that's what the House Oversight Committee is doing here. It's election season. Again, they're going to milk this issue as much as they possibly can. So this has become just an albatross around the necks of the Democratic Party and members of the Democratic Party. And they're just going to, for the most part, privately whine about it, but publicly pretend like everything's okay and that Biden's our guy and we're going to stick by him no matter what. Insane. Comer stated in the letters to those individuals who were subpoenaed that he is concerned, but mostly he says that he's concerned that they've taken it upon themselves to run the country while the president cannot. And honestly, I am personally concerned about that myself because I know that this is a representative democracy. I know that you elect the president, the person you prefer, who then appoints people. I get that. But there are decisions that lie with the chief, like the chief executive of the country, okay, the president of the United States. And a lot of those decisions have to do with foreign policy. I am not comfortable with people like making those decisions, okay? I'm just not. And I look at what's happening in Gaza right now, and it should worry every single Democrat that this war is playing out in Gaza. We're sending tens of billions of dollars to Israel as this war plays out in Gaza. We're sending hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine. Who's making these decisions? Is it Joe Biden? Inspire confidence. At least it doesn't inspire confidence if you refuse to be a partisan hack and are more interested in the future of the country, and you're more interested in ensuring that we have an executive branch with a leader who can think straight. This is just all so insane. And obviously, again, I want to reiterate, Republicans aren't doing this because they're concerned about Biden's health. They're doing it because they want to exploit Biden's condition for their own political purposes, and that's exactly what they should be doing as Biden's political opponents. You might hate it, but this is all predictable. All of it is predictable. And they're already attacking Democrats who have gone on the record to provide cover for Biden. Here's one of the examples.
Every year we have to do this.
What would you have Joe Biden do to make the case that he's not an elderly, well-meaning gentleman?
People are going to see it in the campaign. No question he's prepared to do this job. I have a lot of confidence in his leadership. No question he's prepared to do this job today.
Helped build TYT into the media giant it is today. Together, we can accomplish anything. Support our work and join us at TYT.com. Well, Bob Casey, I hope it was worth it. Because now Bob Casey, Democrat running in Congress, obviously getting attacked for lying to voters about Biden's condition. Some Democratic voters are going to vote for Biden no matter what.
Oh, there it is. There it
is.
is.
Not all of them, though. And again, elections come down to swing voters, independent voters, and they don't have this ridiculous loyalty to one party or the other. And they're not going to be persuaded by some of the arguments that we're hearing from the Democratic side, where they're just pretending like we should ignore the fact that the polls while they fearmonger about Trump dismantling our democratic process. Donald Trump dismantling our democratic process, you would try to prevent him from winning the election. The way you do that is ensuring that the strongest possible Democrat runs against him. We're not seeing that right now. We're not even headed in that direction right now. Some are arguing that, no, Biden's days are definitely numbered. He's eventually going to drop out. I'm not sure. And I think it's important to let you guys know that I'm not sure, rather than just make a declarative prediction about what the future holds. The Democrats, and this is all their own making.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. We also love it if you hit the join button below, because that makes you a member, and members allow us to be independent, honest. We can be as progressive as we want, no corporate media influence, and that's all because of you guys. We love doing the show with our members. Hit the join button, become one of the young troops.
doesn't think he did?
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served as a black president. I'm proud of all the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America.
More and more examples of President Joe Biden having difficulty just simply communicating are piling up. Compilations like the one that you just saw aired on CNN, and voters are obviously concerned about this. Democratic lawmakers are privately very concerned about Biden's impact on not only the presidential
Why will you not glide? Why are you making me do this over and over again? Piece of shit developer.
If you're wondering how likely it is that Biden will lose to Trump in the general election, I think maybe we should take a look at
Try again.
as all of this is playing out, because they absolutely want Biden to remain in the race. So
why do you make me do this over and over again?
From the Washington Post titled,
This
Trump
is so badly
advisors
designed
hope
right
Biden
here.
stays in the race
See.
as they eye alternate scenarios.
Bad
After dismissing
design.
suggestions the president could
Come on, man.
withdraw, the Trump campaign
Come on,
is
man.
beginning to consider having to tweak its message. Now, in that piece,
Bad
they
design.
write that the Heritage Foundation is already planning to mount legal fights should the Democrats replace Joe Biden with someone else. You want to know why they would do that? I wonder why. Is it because they know that Biden is definitely going to lose to Donald Trump and they want him to remain in the race?
Maybe
So
small,
in the Post, they
but
write
his
that
appetite
lawyers
isn't,
at
that's
the
for sure.
right-wing
Let's take it back and
Heritage
see what Lou
Foundation
thinks.
researched ballot
Hopefully,
access laws
this was
in all
worth the
50
effort.
states to be prepared to oppose any effort to remove or replace Biden after he officially becomes the Democratic nominee. So I would like to know, why is Blue MAGA helping Donald Trump win the election? Do they not care about the future of this country? Are they not concerned about Trump dismantling our democratic process? Do they not care about women's reproductive rights? I want to know why Blue MAGA is in cahoots with the Heritage Foundation. They really need to answer. Our audience has helped build TYT. Together, we can accomplish anything. Support our work and join us at tyt.com/team. But let me continue. They argued that there are state laws that vary, and depending on the state, they might be able to hone in on a state or two that might have a law that would prevent the Democratic Party from replacing Biden. Now, to be clear, I don't think it would be a good idea for the Democratic Party to drop out. I think that we could have a short primary blitz where the delegates are able to vote and decide who the best candidate is. I don't think it makes sense to just settle for Kamala Harris because she's VP. I mean, what's the point of replacing Biden if you're not going to replace him with someone who's actually competitive? I'm not...
Okay, so I am done here, guys, and I just want to say thank you for all of this time you spent with me here today. It's good to have a new game that actually really does inspire confidence in me, with an engine that really is really fucking good, and it's running in all ultra settings, and I love it. And yeah, and I'm just a happy camper. So thank you for tuning in. I'll be back here tomorrow about 2 p.m. PST my time, which is in about 12 hours, something like that. Maybe a little earlier, a little later, I don't know. Maybe earlier, actually, probably earlier. And thank you so much for your time. You have been watching Skycat Live. Come to skycat.live, full-time variety gamer, all day, every day. Put me on the background. Click on the cat space to donate, Twitch, YouTube, etc. And I also need to let you know that I have many videos going up on YouTube over the next day, and I also have this current session was recorded, and it was this was 9 hours long, a little bit shorter than normal, but it was kind of a shorter day for me. And so thank you so much. I sang for about 2 hours today, so it actually was like a 12-hour day for me. So, and I'm tired. It's ready. I'm ready to go to bed. So, thank you so much, guys. I will be back tomorrow, and thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day. If you wish to see this video again, come check out my video on YouTube. Thank you for your time. Take care. Love you. Bye. Yep. And